Good day, students, dear parents, and to our faculty and staff who are joining us right now. Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. And this again, a webinar brought to you by the AICS Guidance Department. And our topic for today is about enhancing emotional intelligence. Why EQ matters like IQ. So naririnig naman po natin, no, kapag po mataas ang IQ, ibig sabihin ikaw ang matalino, kailangan mong i-enhance ang iyong IQ para mag-excel ka sa school, and at the same time, pag nagtatrabaho ka na, mas malaki yung chance mo makakuha ng mas magandang trabaho. But we also need to remember, meron po itong kapartner. At ito ang tinatawag nating emotional intelligence or EQ. I am Ma'am Arlene Malya mula sa AICS Batangas, and with me is Miss Mariela Monreal from AICS Bicutan and Miss Johanna Marie Riz Ledesma from AICS Bacoor. First, let us define emotional intelligence. What are the 5 domains of emotional intelligence, and why is emotional intelligence important? Ano nga po ba ang ibig sabihin ng emotional intelligence? Minsan may nababasa po kayo na ang nakalagay po ay EQ, pero it is also meant as emotional intelligence. Pag EQ po, emotional quotients. So yun po yung ibig sabihin ng acronym, but they have the same meaning. So when you say emotional intelligence, it is the ability to manage both your own emotions and understand the emotions of people around you. Ang ganda po ng definition. Ito po yung kakayahan natin na makita, maintindihan ang sarili po nating emotions, at ganun din po ang maintindihan ng emotions ng ibang tao sa ating paligid. Emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive, interpret, demonstrate, control, and use emotions to communicate with and relate to others effectively and constructively. Kaya importante po na may EQ. Bakit? It will help us to have a good communication towards other people. This ability to express and control emotions is essential, but so is the ability to understand, interpret, and respond to the emotion of others. Emotional intelligence never stops growing because we are always evolving as people. It is something that must be nurtured. So katulad po ng EQ na as we journey in life, tayo po ay nadadagdagan ng kaalaman. So dapat ang emotional intelligence po natin ay atin din pong nina-nurture or ine-enhance because ito po ay kailangan natin sa ating buhay. EQ also is the ability to recognize and understand emotions, and using this awareness to manage yourself and relationships with others. Kapag tayo ay merong EQ, kaya po nating maintindihan at ma-express ng maayos ang ating emotions, at nababasa po natin ang nararamdaman ng ating kapwa, magkakaroon po tayo ng magandang relationships sa ibang tao. So napakahalaga po talaga ng EQ. But did you know that EI is the strongest predictor of workplace performance? 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence. Decades of research now point to EI as being the critical factor that sets star performers apart from the rest. So, pinapakita po dito, no, sa trivia pong ito na ang pagkakaroon po ng emotional intelligence ay makakatulong para mag-perform po kayo at your best when it comes to work. Ibig po sabihin, ano yung pinagkakaiba, no, sa mga mataas ang IQ? Mas kayo po ay maaring mas nagtatagal sa trabaho because it's not only that you know your work, but of course, you know how to deal with the people around you na kasama po ninyo sa trabaho. At importante po yun in the workplace. That you do not only know your job description or your work assigned to you, but you also know how to have good interpersonal relationships sa mga kasama mo o makakasama mo sa trabaho. So let's go to the 5 domains of emotional intelligence. So ito po yung mga fields na mayroon po sa EQ or IQ. We have self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So let's get to the bottom of this. Unang-una, ano ba yung self-awareness? So self-awareness is the ability to recognize, understand your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which can all affect your interactions with others. Totoo po ito. Kung ano man po yung inyong nararamdaman, nakaka-apekto po yun, no, sa inyong interactions with other people. You understand your strengths and shortcomings and how you might respond in certain situations and to certain people. Kaya importante po yung aware po kayo sa sarili po ninyong emosyon, no? You know your strengths and your weakness. So, kapag alam niyo po ito, alam niyo pong mag-respond sa mga different situations. Self-awareness helps you to temper your communication style and gives you a reason to listen to the people around you. Dapat po alam din natin, no, kung kailan tayo dapat makinig. Hindi yung tayo lang po ang dapat nagsasalita or nakikinig. Okay? Kailangan po sa tao nating kinakausap, dapat matuto rin po tayong makinig at makiramdam kung kailan po dapat tayo magsasalita. In other words, you're self-aware enough to know when you need help and from whom and how you can apply your characteristics to achieve a favorable income. So this is about self-awareness. Dapat po ito ay meron sa bawat isa sa atin na aware tayo sa ating sarili. Next is self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to remain calm in emotionally trying situations. While many factors influence how you feel and may be beyond your control, if you're highly self-regulated, you're good at controlling your reactions. So lagi po nating tatandaan, importante po na kaya po nating kontrolin ang ating sarili, ang ating mga reaksyon. Kasi po, may mga bagay po talaga sa ating paligid, sa mga nangyayari sa ating buhay na we cannot control. At ano lang po ang makokontrol natin? Ang sarili po nating reaksyon. At importante po na kapag nakokontrol po natin ang sarili nating reaksyon, mas magkakaroon po tayo ng pagkakataon na makagawa ng mas maayos na action in response sa isang situation. You can make clear-headed decisions even if the world is falling apart around you. Also, if you're highly self-regulated, you can easily adapt because the discomfort that often comes from change won't make you stumble. And this is also necessary for people planning to go into jobs that are fast-paced and dangerous. So, importante po na yung nauna natin kanina is being self-aware po. And this time naman is you know how to control your reactions so that you can manage the situations in front of you, whether it's a distressing one or sabihin nating kalma lang. Ang importante, you know, you can control your reactions. Next, motivation. Motivation refers to the drive or inspiration an individual feels to perform a task or achieve a goal within their job or career. It is the inner force that drives an employee to put in the effort required and achieve success in their work. So, importante po yung motivation. Ito po yung isang bagay na hindi agad mapapantayan. Ano po? Yun pong inspirasyon, yung drive ng tao na magtrabaho at gawin po ang kanyang best. At kayo naman sa school, diba? Sa mga students, yung drive or inspiration ninyo, bakit ba kayo nag-aaral ng mabuti? Hindi ba't gusto nyo makakuha ng mataas na marka para pag kayo ay mag-aaral sa college, you can present good grades. And at the same time, you can make your parents proud. At higit sa lahat, syempre pag kayo ay may pangarap, yun yung nagdadala sa inyo ng drive, ng inspiration to do your best in school. And even in the face of a bad day, you can still find the silver lining. Tandaan niyo ba yung sinabi ni Catriona about the silver lining? You can always see the good in the bad situation. So you feel energized to fix problems and determined to cheer the people around you onto the next success. You're doing it for you, to fulfill your personal goals and needs, to drive higher performance. Kaya importante po yung meron kang motivation. Hindi yung motivation na nanggagaling sa ibang tao. Dapat mas mahalaga po, as students, kaya nyong i-motivate ang inyong sarili. Kasi sino ba ang unang magbe-benefit ng inyong success at magbibigay sa inyo ng kakaibang level of accomplishment? Kayo lang po yun. Kaya importante that you have that motivation in yourself. Next is empathy. This is putting yourself in the shoe or situation of others. If you can understand the emotion of others and relate to them, you can see problems from all perspectives and make objective decisions. So, yung empathy alleviates a bias. So, kapag po naiintindihan po ninyo ang emotions ng iba, mas makaka-relate po kayo sa kanila at makikita po ninyo na ano ba yung nakikita nila sa problema po nila by their perspective. Minsan po kasi kailangan maramdaman natin, no? Makita natin na paano pag tayo po yung nasa ganoong posisyon, ano po ba ang ating gagawin? So, mas makakaintindi po tayo sa sitwasyon ng iba if we're able to have this empathy. Next, social skills. It is the ability to pick up on social cues and communicate well with others. It requires being quick on one's feet in conversations. So, importante po ito na may kakayahan tayo, no, na maganda ang ating communication sa ibang tao. When you have the social skills, you are socially aware about very good listeners, and you can also figure out what's important to the people they speak with. So, pag socially aware po kayo rather, you're often very good listener as well. Tulad nga binanggit ko kanina, hindi kailangan na laging ikaw ang magsasalita. Laging ikaw ang makikinig. Sometimes, kasama sa ating social skills na matuto tayong makinig sa iba at hayaan din natin silang magsalita. Lalo na kapag may mga pinagdadaanan, isa po ito sa mga mahalagang skills na dapat meron tayo because aminin po natin, ang dami po nating nakakasalamuha sa bawat araw. Kaya again, social skills is one of the fields under emotional intelligence. Kaya nga, why is emotional intelligence important? Having a high level of emotional intelligence allows you to empathize with others, communicate effectively, and be both self and socially aware. So, importante po, no, yung awareness to yourself and awareness to others. At ito po ang magbibigay sa atin ng daan para magkaroon tayo ng magandang relationship sa ating pamilya, sa ating mga kaibigan, sa ating mga klase, sa ating mga guro, at sa iba pang taong nakakasalamuha natin sa ating buhay. How we respond to ourselves and others impacts our home and work environments. Being emotionally intelligent is key to how you respond to what life gives us. It's also a key component of compassion and understanding the deeper reasons behind other people's actions. So, tandaan po natin, we cannot control what is happening around us, but we can control our own reactions. Yung kaya nating makontrol po ay ang ating sarili. Yun po yung kailangan nating matanggap. EI or emotional intelligence is especially important when you are dealing with stressful situations like conflict, change, and obstacles. During these times, it's critical to remember to practice kindness. So, di ba po, lagi nating nababasa to. Importante yung maging kind. Let's always practice to be kind. Wala pong mababawas sa atin if we practice kindness. And being in touch with our emotions can help us do just that. And if you can manage your own emotions, papasok na po yun sa kindness. Because you are kind to yourself, and you will also be kind to others. A high EQ helps you to build relationships, reduce team stress, diffuse or lessen conflict, and improve job satisfaction. So nakita po natin, napakalaki po ng tulong at napakahalaga po ng emotional intelligence sa ating buhay. Ultimately, a high EI means having the potential to increase team productivity and staff retention. So pag kayo po ay nagtatrabaho na, ito po ay importante para sa teamwork at higit sa lahat para sa kumpanya na gusto pong ma-maintain ang kanila pong mga empleyado. Ito po yung isa sa mga batayan nila. And EI is important for everyone who wants to be career ready. Kaya sa mga students, kayo na in the future ay magtatrabaho, importante na you do not only nurture your IQ, but also need to nurture your EQ. So this is about my presentation. Thank you, students, for watching the first part. But now, we will have to see the presentation of Miss Mariela for the second part. Again, sana po meron kayong natutunan sa unang bahagi ng ating webinar. Now, take it away, Ma'am Mariela.
Good day, students. I am Mariela Monreal from AICS Bikutan, and I will be presenting to you the part 2 of our webinar entitled Enhancing Emotional Intelligence, Why EQ Matters Like IQ. So, kanina na-discuss na ni Ma'am Arlene what is EQ. So, ngayon, ang i-discuss ko ay the difference between IQ and EQ. So first, what is intelligence? Intelligence is an important aspect of the mind that includes a lot of cognitive abilities such as one's abilities in logic, planning, problem solving, adaptation, abstract thinking, understanding of ideas, language use, and learning. So kung maaalala nyo, bago kayo pumasok sa school or nung nag-apply kayo ng work, may mga IQ test na pinasasagutan sa inyo. Usually, ang content niyan ay mga questions about Filipino, math, English. So, ang i-measure doon ay intelligence quotient. And a quick recap on emotional intelligence, it is the ability to identify, understand, and use emotions positively to manage anxiety, communicate well, empathize, overcome issues, solve problems, and manage conflicts. According to the Ability EI model, it is the perception, evaluation, and management of emotions in yourself and others. So, hindi lang about sa sarili natin, kundi pati yung sa emotions ng ibang tao. So, according to Mayers, Salvi, Caruso, and Citareños, there are 4 skills dimension of EI. First is the perceiving emotion, facilitating thought with emotion, understanding emotions, and lastly, managing emotions. Poole noted that emotional intelligence predicts success in academic achievement, employment, marriage, and physical health. So, ang dami niya sectors na napipredict na success. So, for the difference naman, researchers have found that emotional intelligence is equal to or sometimes much more important than IQ. Emotion and intelligence are heavily linked. If you are aware of your own and other feelings, this will help you manage behaviors and relationships and predict success in many sectors. So yung gaya nga na nabanggit kanina about employment, marriage, academic achievement. When it comes to happiness and success in life, emotional intelligence matters just as much as intellectual ability. Standard measure of intelligence, IQ, contributes no more than 20% towards one's success, while the remainder is determined by emotional intelligence. So, a quick disclaimer, despite the overwhelming evidence that points to the fact that emotional intelligence accounts for 80% success of an individual's learning, it should also be noted that some academic tasks also require high IQ for them to be accomplished. And where this is low, then the individual may face problems. So, gaya ngayon, kayo, nag-aaral kayo. So, kailangan medyo mataas ang ating IQ kasi mahihirapan kayo. Example, yung isang estudyante na mababa ang IQ, so mahihirapan siyang ipasa ang math. So, ang consequence nun, babagsak siya. So, kailangan niya magsumikap para para makapasa siya. So next, signs of emotional intelligence, intelligent person. People who have developed their emotional intelligence have the ability to use their emotions to direct thoughts and behaviors and to understand their own feelings and other feelings accurately. They acknowledge, accept, and control their emotions and emotional reactions as well as those of other people. So yung mga tao na mataas ang EI, ang kanilang mga EQ, alam nila, naiintindihan nila bakit nila nararamdaman yung isang emotion. So, example, nagagalit ako. Alam ko kung bakit ako nagagalit. So, bukod sa naiintindihan ko, na-accept ko, kailangan alam ko rin kung paano ko i-handle yung aking emotions. So, example nga, nagagalit ako. So, ano ba ang dapat kong gawin? Dapat ba tumahimik lang ako or dapat magwala ako? So, kung mataas ang ating EI, alam natin yung mga consequences ng ating mga ginagawa. Next, with emotional intelligence, you learn to insist, to control your impulses, to survive despite adversities and difficulties, to hope for and to have empathy. A student who knows himself or herself well enough to keep impulses in check and delay gratification, control anger, and maintain composure, and will probably be more successful in the classroom and beyond. So, familiar ba kayo sa term na delay gratification? So, delay gratification, ibig sabihin nun, hindi mo i-grab agad yung available na reward. Kundi, i-suppress mo muna siya. Kasi naniniwala ka na may darating na mas valuable reward in the future. So, ang example niyan, may exam ako sa susunod na linggo. Pero may schedule na gala din kami ng mga friends ko. Kunyari, ang exam ko ay Friday. Ang gala namin with friends ay Tuesday. So, hindi ako sasama sa gala namin magkakaibigan. Magre-review ako that time kasi may exam by Friday. Hindi ako sasama sa kanila kasi naniniwala ako na kapag nag-review ako, makakapasa ako sa exam. Next, an emotionally intelligent person is better able to manage stressful situations with the effective ability to meet challenges at school. Literature actually points to the fact that self-efficacy, which is invariably part of emotional intelligence, has an impact on retaining facts learned, persistence in an educational course, and effort put to achieve a set task. And lastly, students with high emotional intelligence have better school attendance records, their classroom behavior is more constructive and less often disruptive, and they like school more and are less likely to be suspended or otherwise disciplined. So, sila yung mga role model natin. Madalang sila umabsent, hindi sila masyado napapatawag sa guidance office, and usually they excel talaga sa school. Leaders with high EQ. So, example niyan, si Abraham Lincoln. He was a politician. So, that time, imbis na makigera agad siya, ang ginawa niya, pag galit siya, sinusulat niya muna. Sinusulat niya yung mga emotions niya, yung nararamdaman niya. If-familiar kayo sa pag-journal, ganun yung ginagawa niya. And yung letters na ginagawa niya, bago niya isend doon sa kabilang party, kailangan nakapag-cool down na muna siya, nakapag-isip-isip na siya. Kapag feeling niya, hindi kaaya-aya, magiging negative yung result ng kanyang letter, hindi niya yung pinapadala. And next, si Oprah Winfrey, celebrity. So, familiar tayo sa kanyang TV show. So, marami siyang natouch na tao, marami siyang kilala siya as magaling magaling mag-empathize. And next, Diana Spencer, Princess of Wales. So, ayan, maraming nakakilala sa kanya, di ba? Kilala naman siya kasi hindi siya yung traditional princess na pag iniisip natin, princess, maganda yung buhay. Siya, talagang ginagawa niya yung responsibility niya. And lastly, si Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks. So, kung may makakakilala kayo sa Starbucks, alam naman natin na maganda ang benefits sa Starbucks. So, kapag maganda ang benefits ng isang employer, ibig sabihin, concern yung employer sa kanyang mga employee. So, part din siya ng emotional intelligence kasi alam niya kung ano yung mga pangangailangan ng ibang tao. Naiintindihan niya kung ano yung needs nila. That's all. So, thank you for listening. And for the last part of our webinar, we have Ms. Joanna Ledesma from AICS Bacoor. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. This is Johanna Marilis Ledesma, your Guidance Associate in Bacoor Branch. I hope you are all doing well. And today, I will be discussing with you the third part of our webinar, Enhancing Emotional Intelligence. For our first part, how to improve emotional intelligence. Developing emotional intelligence is an ongoing process. This can be learned or developed. The journey differs from one person to person. Observe how you react to people. Minsan ba, nagkakaroon tayo ng judgment before we know all the facts? Or nagsistereotype ba tayo? Look honestly at how you think and interact with other people. Try to put yourself in their place and be more open and accepting of their perspectives and needs. There are 4 key skills to increasing your emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. The skills that make up emotional intelligence can be learned at any time, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina. Pero it is important to remember that there is a difference between simply learning about EQ and applying that knowledge to your life. So what are the 4 skills? Self-management, self-awareness, social awareness, and relationship management. So our first key skill is the self-management. In order for you to engage your EQ, you must be able to use your emotions to make constructive decisions about your behavior. You know, emotions are important pieces of information that tells us about ourselves and others. But in the face of stress, minsan, nawawala tayo sa focus. So we can be minsan na-overwhelm tayo and lose control of ourselves. So with the ability to manage stress and stay emotionally present, we can learn to receive upsetting information without letting it override our thoughts and self-control, no? Minsan, makakagawa pa rin tayo ng choices na mag-aalaw sa atin to control our impulsive feelings and behaviors. And if we have this self-management, we know how to manage our emotions in healthy ways. We can follow through commitments and adapt to changing circumstances. Our next skill is the self-awareness. In order to build emotional quotient and become emotionally healthy, you must reconnect to your core emotions, accept them, and become comfortable with them. You can achieve this through the practice of mindfulness. Managing stress is just the first step to building emotional intelligence. Being able to connect to our emotions or having a moment-to-moment connections with our changing emotional experience, this is the key to understanding how our emotions influences our thoughts and actions. So ano nga ba yung mindfulness? Mindfulness is the practice of purposely focusing your attention sa present moment and without judgment. This helps us shift our preoccupation with thought toward an appreciation of the moment. So, kapag meron tayong mindfulness, tumutulong ito na mag-shift yung attention natin sa present without worrying the future. Mindfulness comes and focuses us, making us more self-aware in the process. No, it is important na we learn how to manage our stress first. So, sa susunod, you feel more comfortable kapag when you are faced with strong or unpleasant emotions and changing how you respond dun sa mga experiences na yun. Our next skill is the social awareness. Social awareness enables us to recognize and interpret the mainly non-verbal cues others are constantly using to communicate with you. These cues let you know how others are really feeling, how their emotional state is changing from moment to moment, and what's truly important to them. Now, it is important na magkaroon ng social awareness so that when groups of people send out similar nonverbal cues like facial expression, posture, and eye contact, you're able to read and understand the power dynamics and shared emotional experiences of group. So in short, you know how to empathize and socially comfortable sa ibang tao. Malalaman mo kapag meron kang social awareness kung ano yung sinesend nilang non-verbal cues, and that's the time na you'll know how to empathize or you try to put yourself on their shoes para maintindihan yung ibang tao. Our last skill is the relationship management. Working well with others is a process that begins with emotional awareness and our ability to recognize and understand what other people are experiencing. Once emotional awareness is in play, you can effectively develop additional social or emotional skills that will make your relationship more effective, fruitful, and fulfilling. It is important to have good relationship management sa ibang tao. Ano nga ba yung relationship management? Having a good relationship management is about having a healthy communication and healthy conflict management. So, minsan, hindi naiiwasan yung magkaroon ng disagreement or conflicts with other people. But that doesn't mean na ito yung ikakasira ng relationship. No? Resolving conflict in a healthy or constructive ways, this helps us strengthen the trust between other people. Kapag yung conflict, hindi siya perceived as threatening or punishing, it fosters freedom, creativity, and safety in relationships. For the next part, emotional quotient and its role in mental health. So, ano nga ba yung connection between emotional intelligence and mental health? Your emotions are intricately linked with your mental health. Having emotional intelligence or EQ can help you maintain a balanced state of mental health. Emotions are internal expression of neurotransmitter. Ano yung neurotransmitter? It's like a chemical messengers that your body can function without communication. Nafe-feel natin yon physically and psychologically. Emotional process can be complex and experts still struggle to define their exact nature. No, minsan yung intense feelings natin, hindi natin naiintindihan, nagkakaroon tayo ng strong experiences of panic, anger, or sadness. No, minsan ito yung mga bagay na nakaka-drain sa atin. Feelings are linked to our behaviors, thoughts, and interactions with yourself and other people. So, it is important talaga na malaman natin kung ano yung mga emotions natin so that we will understand ourselves and other people. Having higher levels of emotional intelligence is known to promote positive mental health and is linked to reduce anxiety and stress. Emotional intelligence is considered a flexible skill that we can develop and improve throughout our lives. So, it's a skill worth investing in. The ability to regulate emotion can be integral for dealing with mental health. Our emotions can fluctuate throughout the day and their very nature can dictate whether we can control these emotions. Minsan, kapag hindi tayo marunong mag-cope up dito sa mga small issues, nagli-lead ito sa major issues which are more harder to solve. Regulating emotion is not easy and is something that should be practiced consistently. What is emotional regulation? Emotional regulation is the ability to adjust an emotional state so that it serves your best interests. Some of the processes are necessary to regulate emotions include identifying, evaluating, and attending to your feelings no matter how unexpected they are. Emotional regulation is an adaptive strategy that allows us to work with anything that comes our way. Every situation that we encounter will elicit an emotion. You can modify your physical, mental, and behavioral responses to reach your goals. So in short, emotional regulation is the person's ability to effectively manage and respond to an emotional experience. Uncontrolled emotions and stress can also impact your mental health, making you vulnerable to anxiety and depression. If you are unable to understand, get comfortable with, or manage your emotions, you'll also struggle to form strong relationship with other people. So, paano natin maiiwasan yung gantong bagay? There are common strategies to regulate emotion. These include setting goals, practicing mindfulness, deep breathing or meditation, pwede din positive self-talk, listening to music, or just have a reflective practice. It depends upon the person kung ano yung mga ways nila on how they will improve or regulate their emotions. So, it is important talaga na kilala natin yung ating sarili and be mindful of our emotions so that sa susunod na may bagong mangyari na hindi natin ina-expect, alam natin kung paano tayo magre-react sa mga bagay na yon. So, I hope you learned something from us today. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.